Wizkid is finally listening to his fans. That is something I got to understand on this promotion thing, because a lot of people are coming out to say, Wizkid, you know, they promote. That is why your album not a go that far, as it's supposed to go. So we need to actually talk about this thing, and we need to understand it from a different point of view, because a lot of people are really excited right now based on the comments I'm seeing after he posted on his Twitter page, Break Me Down, one of his songs that he released in the Mariah's album. And that song has actually gotten viral so far ever since Wizkid made that post. And he needs to promote and then engage with his audience, because having a live session with your audience is also a better way to connect better with your audience. That is something I kind of understand about all of this. And then a lot of people, we need to understand the reason why an Afrobeat artist or an artist should promote. So I have to give you some reasons. But before we dive into the story, before we understand it, before we understand why Wizkid, Davido, Burna, a lot of others need to actually promote and why they are promoting, I want you to understand that I really love you guys, your support so far. But if you are new here, you can click the subscribe button below, the bell notification icon to always get notifications each time we upload our videos. As an artist, Afrobeat artist, any artist, you got to actually promote yourself better. That is something I need to say in this particular video. And we got a whole lot of reasons why you need to promote yourself. Because a lot of people are coming out to say, Wizkid, you don't need to promote, or you know they promote, you just dump song on us and then we start streaming and all those things. Those kind of organic this thing is archaic, because the music industry is highly saturated right now, and you need to promote, or else somebody will take your spot fast. That is something you got to understand. I watched a podcast, session with some people, Afrobeat enthusiasts, talking about the big three in Nigeria. This big three is always an issue. And they said Wizkid is not in the big three based on the recent trend of things. We got Burna, we got Rema, we got Davido. That is their own opinion though. And a lot of people are saying it that Wizkid, you got a lot to actually share with the world. Why are you not promoting? That is another thing we need to understand about this. I'm sharing with you the reason why an artist, especially Afrobeat artist, needs to promote his album, works, songs out there. Number one, we got global recognition, because if you want to get global recognition and visibility to an extent, Afrobeat artist needs to actually promote. That is something I feel, because this time around, Afrobeat is gaining international, attention. But for artists to compete on a global scale, you got to promote. That is something I got to understand, and this will lie on strong promotion strategy, and then so that you can break into some new markets and new audience out there. Number two is overcrowded space. Afrobeat industry is actually growing, and the scene is actually growing fast. We got a lot of super talented artists, and these guys are studying the Afrobeat scene right now. So if you want a visibility, if you want to stand out, you got to promote yourself, because if you leave everything to organic promotion, that is not going to work. That is something I kind of understand about the whole thing. Looking at the Nigerian music industry, for example, we got Burna, Wizkid, and Davido. These were like, the big superstars. But we got a lot of people actually competing right here. And then we need to share them. We need to actually promote and connect with your audience. That is something I got to understand about this. And the likes of Davido is always doing it on live streams, TikTok, trying to connect with the audience out there. We got a lot of persons like Bona doing live streaming, connecting with audience, and then posting his works out there. That is what you need. How can you drop an album, you didn't post much about the album, and you expect to actually sell out arenas, calls for cancellation. A lot of people are now hinging that on cancellation and saying a lot of things. So you need to actually promote as an Afrobeat artist based on the industry. We got the likes of Rema, the likes of Thames, Ira Star. We got a lot of people, they are not slowing down. So why should you slow down as an artist in the music industry? Like the Vitonis and the rest, these guys are super talented. Like the Omalays, they are super talented. Why should you slow down? Cultural export is another reason you need to promote, because promotion of Afrobeat songs is something helping to push Afrobeat culture or African culture across the shores of this our continent. That is something I got to understand. These sounds are being shared all over the world, and we got some international superstars now turning their face to Afrobeat. The likes of Chris Brown. I got to understand that at the time, the likes of a lot of people are really jumping into Afrobeat. That is something I got to understand. This is costly promotion from the soil of Africa to the global scene at a time like this. Streaming and charting is another reason, because if you want to dominate chart, if you want to top yourself on chart out there, like the Apple chart, the Boomplay, Spotify, we got a lot like the Deezer, Audiomax, and if you want to be there, you got to actually promote, because if you not promote, a lot of people are going to pull you off that chart. And for you to be there, promoting will help you. And then also, really connecting with your audience is one of the best strategy to do that. Collaboration and endorsement. Promoting songs attract international brands and global artists looking for collaborations. Is better you promote yourself so that you can get seen by the international community. That is something I got to understand. One guy was actually saying it about the Ghana music industry, that they're not the two they like, made them put body for promotion, like spend a lot in promotion. Because if we are not doing that as Ghana artists and the rest, I don't think we are going to earn visibility internationally. That is something I kind of feel about this story. And a lot of people understand it from that point of view. Longevity, promotion turns a hit into a classic without even good songs fade quickly. That is, without even a promotion, good songs are going to fade quickly. That is something I got to understand about all of this. And a lot of people can really understand it from a deeper point of view, that if you want to live long as an artist in the music industry, you got to promote. If you want your music to live also long, you got to promote your music, so that your music will keep finding newer audience. That is how you can actually live long in the music industry. The last one I have here is monetization. With a proper promotion, songs generate revenue from shows, sync deals, TikTok trends, YouTube monetization, and more other monetization platforms. That is something you got to understand about that. Right now, you understand why Wizkid actually needs to promote. A lot of people say that Wizkid you don't need promote when I not like Wizkid and his career. That is something I feel about all of this. Before I jump off, I want to say thank you guys for watching our videos, and thank you for the love so far. If you are new here, you can click the subscribe button below and the bell notification icon to always get notifications each time we upload our videos.